أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the realm of Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 158.
إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله فمن حج البيت أو اعتمر فلا جناح عليه أن يطوف بهما ومن تطوع خيرا فإن الله شاكر عليم.
Indeed, As-Safa and Al-Marwa are among the symbols of Allah. So whoever makes Hajj to the house or performs Umrah, there is no sin upon him for walking between them. And whoever volunteers good, then indeed Allah is appreciative, knowing. This noble verse clarifies that As-Safa and Al-Marwa are among the symbols of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is permissible for a Muslim to walk between them during Hajj or Umrah without any blame. This verse was revealed in the context of affirming the permissibility after some Muslims hesitated to perform the sa'i, which is the ritual walking between them, especially because during the pre-Islamic period, people would walk between these two hills as a pagan ritual involving two idols, Isaf and Naila. This hesitation demonstrates their deep faith, pure certainty and caution to avoid any action that might appear to conflict with their creed, which had led them to dedicate their worship to Allah alone, the Almighty. The verse confirms that walking between As-Safa and Al-Marwa is not a ritual from the pre-Islamic period of ignorance, but rather a ritual established by Allah, which Muslims are commanded to perform as He has decreed. Al-Bukhari narrated from Anas bin Malik radiyallahu anhu, we used to dislike performing sa'i between As-Safa and Al-Marwa because they are among the rituals of Quraysh in the pre-Islamic period. So we abandoned it in Islam, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this verse. The change in the Qibla direction of prayer to the Kaaba was a directive to turn the hearts of the believers toward its sanctity, to prepare them for its eventual conquest and purification from idolatry and sins. The phrase, "to complete my favor upon you," is a glad tiding of this conquest and a directive for believers to use patience and prayer as means to achieve it and fulfill other religious objectives. Moreover, it foreshadowed the trials and calamities they would face in the process. Here, the mention of As-Safa and Al-Marwa emphasizes their significance as a symbol of Hajj and an act of devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is a ritual established by Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, whose monotheistic tradition the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam revived, making prayer towards its Qibla obligatory. The scholar At-Tahir ibn Ashur, may Allah have mercy on him, in his interpretation noted, this verse was revealed after the preceding verses and before those that follow, as Hajj had not been yet mandated. It is one of the verses that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was commanded to incorporate into certain chapters revealed earlier. The connection between this verse and its preceding context is that abandoning say between As-Safa al-Marwa resembles the rejection of the Qibla change from Jerusalem to the Kaaba. Just as there was objection and hesitation in one case, there was reluctance in the other, though the motives and circumstances differed in both, and Allah knows best. The placement of this verse within its context carries wisdom, as Allah clarifies in this verse that the say between As-Safa and Al-Marwa is among His symbols. This means it is a ritual ordained by Allah for Ibrahim alayhi salam in the rites of Hajj. Its origin is derived from the story of our mother Hajira, repeatedly moving between As-Safa and Al-Marwa in search of water for her son Ismail alayhi salam, after their water and provisions had run out, when Ibrahim alayhi salam left them alone in the barren land. When she feared for her son's life, She sought Allah's help, and He relieved her distress, alleviated her hardship, and caused the Zamzam well to spring forth. Allah honored her and the family of Ibrahim alayhi salam by making her act a ritual of worship until the Day of Judgment. The initial intention behind Hajira's sa'i was faith in Allah and taking necessary means. However, paganism turned this peak of faith into an abyss of disbelief by dedicating their sa'i between As-Safa and Al-Marwa to idols and false gods. Thus, Muslims needed to restore the original intention of faith when visiting the sacred house by performing the sa'i between As-Safa and Al-Marwa, solely in obedience to Allah and in gratitude to Him alone. Furthermore, the sa'i between As-Safa and Al-Marwa reminds this ummah, the Muslim community, of its connection to Ibrahim alayhi salam and his family, encouraging them to emulate their actions. It also serves as a reminder of the outcomes of submission to Allah's commands, the arrival of relief after hardship, and the trials faced by our mother Hajira as a result of her and Ibrahim alayhi salam's obedience to Allah. How great is the reward that Allah made her action a symbol of worship until the Day of Judgment. This is the consequence of patience in fulfilling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's commands. And Allah knows best. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُّدَّكِرٍ